So I get on there, do my thing, but I'm paying attention to the type of questions he's asking me. He said, hey, do you like Jews? I heard you don't like Jews. I said, I don't like nobody. Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses, fish, roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. I don't like nothing. I done said fuck all that. God, Jesus, Mohammed, Buddhist, the devil, everything. I ain't never not said nothing about nothing.
So let's get to it. You know, man, I've been trying to avoid this, talking about this, but for many years, you know, like as soon as Charleston White stepped on the scene, you know, a lot of people have, you know, actually said that I remind them of Charleston White, just with dreads. And let me just make this perfectly clear. You know what I'm saying? I had to do this video. I am nothing like Charleston White. Nothing like him. I truly believe that Charleston White is not here to benefit black people. For real, that's my opinion. You know, I think that he's here to stir up trouble. You know, if I have a problem with, let's just say, for example, I've done videos on like Jim Jones, you know, the rapper. I have a problem with Jim Jones. I have a problem with him using that name because the real Jim Jones killed hundreds of black people. You see what I'm saying? So the nerve, why would you use that name knowing the story behind it? But I'm not going to call the cops on Jim Jones. I have a problem with Polite. I have a problem with Sinette. I have a problem with Young Pharaoh. I have a problem with Dr. Umar Johnson. I have a problem with a couple of people online on the social media, you know, such as YouTube, Instagram, etc. But I'm not about to call the police on these people. What I'm going to do is voice my opinion to you all. And if you all decide to cancel these particular people, you understand? Then we could roll with that. But not to the point where we're trying to lock up people. But I'm not the one to call the cops. I'm just not. Now, I'll give you an example of when I would call the cops. Like if you in my neighborhood, let's say, for example, you're a serial killer or something like that, right? You're a murderer or you're a journalist or something like that. You touching children, you know, like Miko Worldwide. I know some of you all know that this man was into little boys. Now, if you're like Miko Worldwide and you're going around the neighborhood squeezing, you know, little boys and stuff, I'm going to call the cops on you. But not like Charleston White. Not like him. For real. I think truly in my mind that he works for the feds. I truly believe that he's getting paid. I can't back that up. I can't back it up with facts. That's why I said I believe. That's why I'm going to say I believe, and it's my opinion. But I can't factually back it up. I know that I've listened to a lot of his, a lot of the interviews and podcasts that he's been on. And some things I do agree with. I'm not going to even lie. But let me tell you something, man. I truly believe that there's no such thing as an evil person, like evil all the time. Straight up. I truly believe that some of the most demonic people can be somewhat caring at times. You understand? So my point in making is that, yeah, Charleston White can talk a good talk. You know what I'm saying? It appears that he cares. But at the end of the day, man, all I hear is hate, 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 hate. I understand what he was trying to say as far as dealing with Emerus and Nipsey Hussle and how we need to separate the two. And that he does not want to, we shouldn't celebrate Nipsey Hussle. We should celebrate Emerus. I understand it. I don't exactly agree with what he's saying because they were one and the same. That's just like, take for example me, right? My children know me. My family knows me, you know, under a certain name outside of Langston 2092. Now, that's the person. That's me. But Langston 2092 is me as well. So if, it ain't even an if. When I die, I would want people to celebrate me, you know what I'm saying? I'll put it to you like this. I would want my family to celebrate the person that they knew, and I would want my fans or subscribers and people that, vibe with me and gel with me online to celebrate the person that they knew, because you can't separate the two. You can't. Links in 2092 is the same as, let's say, for example, because I don't throw out my government name, it's the same as Sean Woodward. You can't separate the two. You know what I'm saying? Superman, not to be corny, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just being, just using an example. Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same. The only difference between Clark Kent and Superman is the uniform, the outfit. Other than that, they're one and the same. So you can't separate the two. I mean, I could go on the things that he said. You understand? I'm not a fan of him. I'm not. I don't wish nothing, I don't wish no death upon him. I truly believe that at times people do lie on his name. Just like as a recent, they said that he shot himself in the leg, but there's no video footage. We live in a world where people pull out cameras. Just look at this shit. It's really disgusting. But people pulled out cameras and started recording PNB Rock laying on the floor in his own pool of blood. So you mean to tell me that it was no type of video footage of Charleston White shooting himself, or at least after the fact, when he was like, I got shot? No video footage. So I do realize that at times they do lie on him. But seriously, I'm not going to say I hate the guy. I have a disliking towards him. And whenever somebody tries to compare me, I'm not going to say I get upset. I just try to go back and say to myself, well, how is it that we are similar? You understand? Like I'm into getting NIGGASs out of here. And I don't mean like offing them. I'm saying like I want to separate the niggas from black people. Because like outside of our race, people tend to generalize the black race and put us all together. Like as if I'm out here robbing and stealing and killing. And I'm not. It's the niggas. It's not the black man and the black woman and the black child. You know what I'm saying? We're out here trying to do better for ourselves. We're out here, being productive. And I don't understand how we get categorized, or rather generalized, in with the rest of with the knuckleheads. I don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not here to talk, like bash black people, online. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to allow black people to see the ugliness that we often tend to hide, even though we don't hide it because everybody sees it. We act as though that, hey, we can't do no wrong. We act as though that everything is right. Like mentally, we're good. And that's far from the furthest truth. So I'm here to expose, to show black people that, hey, listen, we ain't perfect, man. And we be fucking up, including myself. But what we have to do is change. And I don't really see Charleston White going with that narrative. I hear, the black man, and they deserve to die and this and that. I would never say that. Never. He said in one interview that, that the average young person that gets in trouble needs to have 2 years of prison and 2 years of military. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. Come on. You do know that there is so when you go to prison, it's supposed to reform you, right? But a lot of times it does the exact opposite. So it only turns you into a far more worse criminal, especially when you get a felony on your criminal report or record. You know what I'm saying? So here you are, they're putting you out back into this world, right? You have no type of trades. You've been sitting on lockdown 23 hours out of the day. You've been eating all this horrible, fucked up food. I've been to jail quite a few times, and I know just how fucked up it is. I think they purposely turn the air conditioning on, like on 0, just to freeze the living shit out of you. There's no quilts. Some of these prisons dehumanize you. Well, I've been to jail, not prison. Some of these prisons dehumanize a man. Like in Texas, how they had I forgot which sheriff it was. He was over a particular prison. They had him wearing all pink. So some of these fucking prisons are emasculating our black men. So when you talk about reform and how every young person that gets into trouble needs to go to jail for 2 years or prison for 2 years, and then after that go to the military, man, kiss my ass on that. Kiss my ass on that. What we need to do is go back into our communities and stand up for our children. What we need to do is make sure that the men are being real men. What we need to do is make sure that the men are protected by other men. That's what's missing in our community. There are no real men out there because all of the men are locked up. And you know what for? Most of the time. Because they're just trying to feed their family. I really truly believe that. I really truly believe that most men that are locked up right now, they're just trying to they were trying to feed their family. Whether it was, they were selling drugs, whether they were breaking and entering into a person's house, robbing, stealing, whatever. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that black men have been dealt a bad card, man, ever since day one. Ever since day one. And Charleston White's solution is to young black men that they need to go to prison for 2 years, and then after that go to the military for 2 years. So let me get this right. You're telling me that you want young black men to be screamed and yelled at for 4 years straight. 4 years. Not 1, not 2, 4. Because the first 2 years, the white man's going to be in that jail telling you what to do, or prison, telling you when to wake up, when to go to sleep, yelling at you, brutalizing you. And then after that, you go to the military and they doing the same shit. That's the reason why I didn't want to go to the military. No lie, I took the test, passed and all that shit, and they were like, yo, da-da-da-da, this and that. No, I don't want none of that shit. Fuck that. All I wanted was the training. No lie. That's all I wanted. Till this day, I still want the training. But I refuse for anyone to be for anyone to yell at me. Yo, let me tell you something. Let me tell you all that are looking at this video, as well as Charleston White. Isn't it bad enough that white men yell at us throughout centuries of time? Straight up. When we were kidnapped and brought over here, the white man was our slave master, yelling at us, nigga, get up, whipping that motherfucking whip across our back. And then when we were so-called free, we fought for our civil liberties and shit like that. And then we had dogs dogs attacking us, the police, beating up on us and screaming and hollering us and telling us where to go and killing us at the same time. Then when that shit settled down, we still had police brutality till this day. And if we want to pursue, let's say if we want to go to college, and most of us can't afford to go to college, right? So what do we do as black men? We get scholarships. Scholarships to go to these white Ivy League schools. Oh, let me take it back. We got to go to high school first, right? And play basketball and football. And guess what the white coaches do to us? Yell at us. Motherfucker, I told you. You should have play by the. Then after that, after we are emasculated, because you can't say shit back to the white coach. You know what I'm saying? And the black coaches do it too. I'm not going to lie. It's a culture. And y'all know it. And then after that, we get a scholarship. We graduate from high school. We get a scholarship from, to play basketball or football. And in the colleges, they do the same damn thing. And what we have to do is tuck our fucking tail in at all times. And then after that, some of us, not all of us, a small percentage, like 5%, get drafted into the NBA. And we get yelled at there. So Charleston, you can kiss my ass with that shit. can kiss my ass with that shit, man. The reason why I'm on YouTube is to protect and defend black people. One of the reasons. But specifically black men, because I know how bad it is out here. I know how bad it is out here. And now we're dealing with something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I told you all on this channel, but on the new channel I did. I mentioned it. How this man tried to talk to me and host food. And the reaction that I got over there, middle class, white suburban, black people that live in white suburbia, they were like, oh, well, you get hit on all the time. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's such and such and such. So you don't know your history, do you? Do you know your history? Because you wouldn't say that. Like, black men have been effeminized and emasculated from the very first time we got here in America, spelled with 3 Ks. You know what the slave master used to do to us black men? He used to bend us over in front of all of our friends and families and stick his you-know-what up you-know-what. It was called bucking the slave. They had sex plantations. They had men, black men, that they called breeders, that they took around to impregnate black women, to give them the biggest buck. Slave to do the work. So miss me with that shit. It's a different type of situation when a Latino, white man, or any man outside of the black race tries to talk to you. Specifically white men. Because you feel effeminized. You feel as though that your manhood has been taken away. Like, you're questioning yourself. Well, why did he? No, seriously, I felt that way. Why did he come up to me? Wait, what was it? The way that I walked? The way that I talked? What did I do wrong? I shouldn't have to question myself. I shouldn't even be in that position to question myself. You know what I'm saying? But then I go bop upside this dude's head. Next thing you know, I got a hate crime. What can you do? Our hands are tied behind our backs. If we react in an emotional way, then we go to jail for whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? I said it over there at my new channel, but they didn't get it. I'm going to say it to you all, though. They always talk about the black angry man, but they never mention the white angry man, the white angry lady, or the white angry kid. And let me tell you something. Straight up, the angry black man is nothing compared to, let's talk about the white angry kid. Straight up. And we know it to be a fact. Because see, when the black man gets angry, he goes out and he kills someone that looks like him. Hi. But when the white kid gets angry, he picks up his AR-15 and goes to school. A place where you're supposed to be receiving an education. He goes into school and he shoots up everybody just because somebody told him that he was slow or some shit like that. When a white lady gets angry, what does she do? She calls the cops. You call her Karen, and I said it in the last video. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the new channel. You call her Karen. It's so crazy that we still keep this name, Karen. We're still humanizing her. We're not calling her the angry white woman. When you see these memes and shit like that on these white ladies, no, we call them Karen. And listen to the phonetics. Karen, caring, caring. But they call the cops on black men, and next thing you know, 10 minutes later, the black man is laid out on the ground, dead. And last but not least, when a white man gets angry, he goes to war. And when he goes to war, he don't give a fuck who he kills. You know, he's there to kill an enemy. But you know how many unmanned drones have dropped bombs on innocent communities in the East, Middle East? Which doesn't make sense. Middle East. That's another subject. But anyway, you know how many bombs were dropped on innocent people? So when a white man gets angry, he slaughters, he kills millions of people. Just prime example, King Leopold. King Leopold. How many Congolese people did he kill? And then ask the question, what did those Congolese people do to him? Or was it that he wanted their natural resources? He didn't ask for it. He just said, you know, we're just going to obliterate them. Or let's look at America spelled with 3 Ks, on how Christopher Columbus came over here. And he gave the Indians smallpox and all the rest of that shit. So stop it with the angry black man. Because when the angry black man gets mad, like I said, he offs people that look like himself. He don't go out and kill everybody. That's not what he does. Shall I go on? I could talk about Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, they got the new Netflix special on Jeffrey Dahmer. And Jeffrey Dahmer was cutting up black gay men and eating them. Had body parts in the freezer. What about him? Should I go on even more? You know, they got this shit called necromania, if I'm not pronouncing it right. Necromania. It's when this is what white people do. It's when they dig up dead bodies and have sex with them. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's necromania or necromania, some necromancia, some shit like that. So stop it. Black men have been catching a bad rap for years. And let me tell you something. Charleston White is not our friend. He's a frenemy. That's what he is. He pretends like he likes black people or he's trying to help black people, but to be real with you, he's an enemy. Straight up. So don't you ever compare me to him, because I am not him. I am here for people. Charleston White isn't. He's for himself. That plain and simple. Other than that, my name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video. I'm out. Peace.